Hello everyone and welcome to our highlight show for day 2 of the Singapore Cup. I'm International Master Nazi Paikidze and I'm joined by two Grandmasters, Yasser, Seirawan and Peter Svidler.
Welcome. It was wonderful.
We had a crazy day with a lot of fighting chess, a lot of mistakes, but let's take a look at the results for day 2. We had 2 decisive games. Alireza defeated Duda. Gukesh won against Nottingbek, and the other 3 games were drawn.
Yeah, just as in day 1, we had 2 decisive games, but it was that Alireza versus Duda match. That was just an epic game. Duda came out of the opening with a very serious advantage, but it was an enormously complex middle game, allowing for all kinds of tactics. Alireza fought his way back and managed to best Duda. Have a look at the video.
We actually have developments. I mean, this has never been a boring game, but Alireza, after once again sort of choosing a line, he played before very confidently by move 17, and now 17, right? I just want to recheck it. Move 17 was b2 before. He played that. I think he was still maybe even above the starting time at that point. We are currently at move 21. He's down to 5 minutes 50 seconds.
5 minutes.
And also in trouble. Not only is he down to 5 minutes and 50 seconds, he is also in very significant trouble because after b takes e3, understandably, he's still looking for, excitement, counterplay, adventure of sorts,
Right.
Knight takes e3, he is going to be worse without much of a hope for playing for a win.
So for those of you who are joining us late, a piece of preparation went awry when Firouzja forgot to include b4 takes a5. Now he's been on the back foot and he has no time on his clock. Literally.
4 minutes left for 17 moves.
And at one moment there was a differential close to an hour. Duda is now down to 25 minutes, I see there. 24 minutes actually for Duda. In a sharp position that really favors Duda.
I like this solution.
Yeah.
This will cost you the bishop, but you get rid of all the passers and you should... Whoa!
Whoa. Something
that is not
went
good.
wrong.
He played a terrible move, rook d8.
Rook d8. So he's thinking c2 and rook d1. And this move took... how much time does Alireza have?
2.5 minutes, but if he finds this move, queen h5 now, he is winning. Alireza is winning.
Not even
but
better.
But it's not a
winning.
surprise because you really want to... You're threatening bishop g5, discover checkmate? Well, I mean, checkmate usually gets your attention, right?
Wow.
Oh my goodness. What a swing. Rook d8 looks like maybe one of the worst blunders of the tournament, as suddenly Alireza, from, we think, slightly worse, maybe even position, could snatch a victory.
Don't resign here. No.
Wow. Wow. Finally. It was long. It was quite the game. Again, a dramatic game, Peter. And Peter, it was a chaotic game played by the world champion Gukesh.
Absolutely. One of the crazier games I've seen in a while, with Gukesh showing a very interesting new idea in an open Spanish, leading to a position which was very difficult to play for both of them. And they did struggle with it. Let's take a look at the video.
I can ask you, in
Please.
the Gukesh's game, knowing his style, do you think he'll trade queens or go for the mate?
That's actually a good one. I have my witnessing Gukesh. I have been amazed by his desire to play complicated positions. So I would expect him to play the most complicated attacking variation. So in other words, yeah, I would expect him to go for the knight f3 variation.
Peter, I'm seeing that Gukesh made a mistake. Can you please show us what happened?
Yeah.
Whoa,
I think both of you
e6.
both of you were correct with regard to will he try to win the material back or not. But yeah, allowing bishop d5 is a very strange choice. Letting that bishop survive. You have to play bishop d5, everything else you are, well, but you won't play anything else.
Yeah, well, knight d4 is threatening everything.
If it drops a piece, you don't play it, but it doesn't appear to be dropping a piece, and then I want to play knight b6, I want to play rook h e8. This is just such a massive improvement in fortunes for black. We have this strange knight on g5.
Okay, I can only think of bishop e3,
Yeah,
queen
bishop
a1,
e3.
and rook
Let's
a7.
say we go
Queen
rook
a1,
H8, queen
queen
a1.
a1, rook a7.
So why
I'm
do we
dreaming
think-
of queen a6 mate,
Right.
right?
Why do we think Gukesh thought it was better to keep the bishop alive?
That I have no idea.
In more general terms,
Yeah.
this is a very interesting game because Gukesh has shown a very fresh idea against the open Spanish. They got an incredibly sharp position by move 15 in which it seemed like Gukesh knew better,
Yes.
knew further. And
And
the
we
first
liked
big
his
mistake of the
approach.
game absolutely belonged to Naribek, who did not play queen c6 after bishop a2 in the move knight. Knight c4 should have given Gukesh a big advantage.
Right.
But in the past 3 or 4 moves, decisions have not been optimal from, frankly, either side.
No.
And we now have a very, very messy position on our hands. And indeed, this type of scenario continued for a while, people passing the baton back and forth, white being better than black, even being better at certain spots. But the final mistake belonged to Naribek in this position, where the knight on b6 turns out to be a lot more important than the bishop on d6, and the bishop on e3 needs to be traded for the bishop, not the knight. Instead, Naribek played h4, misevaluating, I guess, the idea of bishop takes b6, rook takes e4, queen takes e4. And now white is winning with queen e1, but even the move Gukesh played, queen a2, is also very, very difficult to parry for black. And on low time, this is still the first time control. Naribek didn't find the best mistake, and by the first time control, the game was effectively over. Let's take a look at the final moments of it.
What else can you do? You gotta take us to 3. Can't trade queens.
No.
Maybe if you want to...
He resigns right here.
There we go.
Yeah.
What a roller coaster of a game.
Congratulations to world champion Gukesh bouncing back after his first round loss in round 1 and winning today in a very, very topsy-turvy affair. That's going to put some wind back in his sails.
And let's take a look at the standings after those results. Now we have a three-way tie for the first place. Alireza Firouzja, Livon Aronian, and Praggnanandhaa have 1.5. Then there's 5 players with 1 point. Jens Krzysztof at half, and Naribek 0 out of 2.
Well, it's great games, easy highlights for us. Join us tomorrow for day 3 of the Singapore Cup. Good night from St. Louis.
Thank you for watching.